Welcome to the video presentation, Building and Testing Your First Web Page. I'm your instructor, Christopher Van Oosterhout. One of the best practices when building web pages is to test often. This will allow you to see your changes and find errors early in the process of building the pages. While there are many ways to create, save, test, and edit web pages, hopefully this video will give you some specific ideas that will work for you during this class. Let's start by opening a text editor. As we've mentioned before, we use a simple text editor, in this case Notepad. This will be this editor that we'll use throughout the class for examples. We're going to start by copying some code into the editor. I've actually provided you some starter code. In the assignment section for week 2, there's an area with a header that says minimum HTML tags for a web page. I would suggest that you highlight this code, use Control-C to copy it, and then paste it into Notepad using Control-V. It's important to note that copying code for this class is generally not allowed, but in this case the code segment has been specifically provided to get you started. I'm going to make some changes to the code here so that the page will end up being unique and actually be a real web page that can be displayed. I'm going to go ahead and save this page to my desktop. As you'll note, there is now a document right here that says My First Web Page. If I go back to the web browser, I can open a new tab, and then I can simply drag the web HTML into the browser, and my first web page appears. Now, as we mentioned early on, we want to be able to test and retest quickly. Using this drag and drop method, you'll be able to do this. If we go back to Notepad right now, we can add more text, make some changes, and then test again. We've added a new line, again saved it to our desktop, and now we'll drag the HTML back onto the browser window, and you'll see that the new line of HTML has appeared. Again, dragging onto your browser window and going back and forth between the browser window and Notepad will be a quick way to test often and find any errors quickly so that they can be resolved and you can move on to building and finishing your pages.